Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. Many Nigerians have been wondering why the push, why the will by Peter Obi to get to the Supreme Court, either which way to get back his mandate. But of course, right now, Peter Obi has always been very consistent with his words that he is not only questioning the whole process, questioning the process that brought in Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So if you must be called Your Excellency, and then the process that brought you in should be excellent. It shouldn't be questionable and we shouldn't be in doubt whatsoever. But a former senator, a politician, have decided to speak strongly. In fact, I think what he said is causing Nigerians to begin to have a rethink, to brainstorm. Obedient are already, talking back and forth on this matter. Remember, most obedient are still saying wherever Peter Obi goes, we go. Supreme Court he goes, Supreme Court we head. But right now, he's beginning to make them think and brainstorm on the matter. We're going to find out why that is. But before we do that, kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the right subscribe button beside it. You will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, a former senator who represented Kogi East Senatorial District, Alex Usman Kadiri, has queried the nature of the tribunal set up to consider petitions against the victory of candidates after elections in Nigeria. Now, according to him, it is difficult for any member of the judiciary to be viewed as impartial regardless of the eventual outcome of petitions brought before them. Now, speaking specifically on the outcome of the 2023 presidential election, in which the tribunal judges affirmed the victory of President Bola Tinubu, Kadiri said it will be difficult for justices to remove a president who has been sworn in, appointed service chiefs, and ministers, established contacts with several world leaders, and already in charge of the affairs of the country. While stating that he has no confidence in the verdicts of the tribunal judges, he clarified that though there is no evidence of any bribe, the judges were put in a very complex and difficult situation of having to remove a sitting president or even a governor. The former lawmaker in the upper legislative chamber between the 1999 and 2003 added that Nigerians only love pretending because asking the tribunal judges to remove a sitting president with so much power already at his disposal may just be asking too much. He submitted that it would be better for the courts or tribunals to decide petitions against elections before the political office holders are sworn into office. Now, speaking to journalists in Abuja, Kadiri said, and I quote, "The Nigerian justice system is structured in such a way that the cart is put before the horse, whereby the winner of an election is sworn in before the election petition cases are determined. I have no confidence in what the tribunals have done, not because I believe in the theory that they were bribed, since I have no proof, but the truth is that the judges were put in a very perplexed situation where they now have to judge and remove a sitting president or a sitting governor, like in Kenya, where Uhuru Kenyatta can be removed by a tribunal. Nigerians are not that honest. Tinubu was declared winner. He was sworn in and moved into the presidential villa. He has appointed service chiefs. He has nominated ministers. They have been screened by the Senate and they have been sworn in. Then you assemble 5 judges to see whether or not he ought to be president. He asked, "We are asking for too much. Why are we pretending?" he asked. He argued that having been sworn in, the political office holder already has an upper hand in determining the outcome of the tribunal. As a way out, the former lawmaker advised the National Assembly to amend the Constitution and the electoral law in a manner that all election cases must be exhaustively adjudicated before the winner is sworn into office. Nobody must be put in a situation where he will have the upper hand in determining the outcome of any election petition tribunal. The man you are discussing has already been sworn in and he has taken the oath of office. He has started making contact with world leaders. He has spoken to Joe Biden, spoken to many Western world leaders, spoken to all African leaders, and he has even been made the chairman of ECOWAS and was threatening to take war to Niger. And then you put 5 judges there that his election was fraudulent and therefore he's going to be removed, he asked. So we are expecting too much from judges. All cases about the election should be terminated. All the final matters about the election should be fully settled before any person is sworn into any office at any level. That is when we will know whether the judges are independent or not, whether they are corrupt or not. The way it is today, whatever they do, if really Tinubu is the true winner and the judges say Tinubu is the winner, they would be accused of a bribe, no matter what. Kadiri submitted. Wow. If you ask me, this is saying it in summary, the truth that most Nigerians are avoiding. Even if you will permit me to say some of the people who believe that Obi has won, this is just the summary of the whole truth. I could still remember Tunde Ednut said this whole thing, said, look, this man has moved on. Going to Supreme Court is like a waste of resources. A whole lot of obedience came against him, said, why is he saying that? A true obedient would not give up the fight and all. My colleagues in the House want to quickly look at this very quickly. What's your take on what Kadiri, a former lawmaker, has got to say, objectively, without caring whose hair is being got? Say it the way it is.
Well, the truth of the matter is the lawyer has spoken well. What he has said is nothing but the truth. It is not done in any country of the world, especially in African context. It happened in Kenya, but here in Nigeria, everything is settled in the field. If you bring it down to this time when Bola Ahmed Tinubu is now the president, and you want to hoist him out of that position, how? Just imagine. It can't happen. It's Jonathan that kind of thing can happen to. And I can assure you that with the way things are going, Jonathan is the only sitting president that can be hoisted out of that office. Apart from that, no, even if this Chicago thing did not pull through, and it came out, Chicago said, we do not know him, and they shout and scream, nothing will still happen. Thank God they brought out a good result for him. But guess what? Even if it had been the other way around, Nigeria has gone past that level. Nigeria, as far as I'm concerned, when someone becomes the president, he's the boss. Come on. What are we saying? The Supreme Court, are they being paid by some gods of the land? Are they being paid by the people? Oh, sorry, it's World Bank that is paying. There's a grants they normally send from UK that normally enter into the account on a monthly basis. It is paid by the president himself. He's the one that signs their check. And the same president has just appointed. It wasn't that guy got that position via election. No? I'm talking about the Attorney General of the Federation, Minister of Justice. He didn't get it by election. It's by appointment. And he is the boss over the Supreme Court and every other court in Nigeria. So how then would he sit back? Somebody just brought food to your table. And you now, the same person or the table that they put there, you remove the leg of the table. So which means you are not going to eat also. So for me, all these things Peter Obi is doing, he's wasting his money. Personally, I would advise him, if you have so much money, continue to do your philanthropic, works and then get prepaid. But the crux of the matter is, has he learned his lessons? If peradventure this same wonderful moment will come again in 2027, he should use the lessons he had learned to know how to fight. Nigeria, see, that scripture apply here in Nigeria more than anywhere in the world. That the kingdom of God suffered violence. The kingdom of Nigeria suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. That's the truth. You don't sit back and you are being safe what is rightfully yours in Nigeria. You've got to fight. You've got to push. They can even put people in position of leadership. And guess what? The other bystanders are checking your strength. They are taking your strength. If you're not strong, they can get. And guess what? Well, I don't want to go that far, but even Peter Obi being in that position, with the wars that we are seeing thus far, I don't know if he can even survive there for as long as possible, But then I just have to put that to rest.
That I strongly dispute. Peter Obi have done even much more in Anambra State. Anambra, then when this whole
Nigeria is not Anambra State. This is one of the things people. Anambra State are a group of people who speaks one particular language. And in a small geographical area, population of Anambra is not even up to population of Kanu.
Now, if Peter Obi can actually be a Fidelity chairman, bank chairman, if he can be a billionaire,
what is the population?
And yet he was able to grow in that. What makes it? At least you test someone by his pedigree's experience. He's got that experience.
He's got that experience. But I tell you the truth, Nigeria, Ruffle. Let me just tell you the whole truth. Nigeria is not a country that someone who is devoid of ethnicity and all of that can rule. Because if you make wrong appointment, everybody that you are bringing in have their own mindset. Unfortunately, that's why we are seeing all these things Tinubu is doing, appointing people that they had antecedents with him. Look at this Cardozo, this new guy that he just brought in as CBN governor. Who was this guy? Yes, he had pedigree. He had worked in heaven. He has worked on Eddie. He has worked. But first of all, who is this guy? This guy was his commissioner far back when he was the governor of Lagos State. Have you now seen that? These guys they are sharp, because the truth of the matter is, whoever you are going to bring in needs to protect your territory. Look at when he came on board. These people, Hausa people, na them full army, na them full police. Hey. Who did he put up there? He fixed his brother, a Southwesterner, all because he learned something from this guy. So that guy may not be the smartest guy for the job. He may not be the best guy, but for him, this is the smartest guy for the job. And automatically, everything needs to be done right. So, however, the truth remains that Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, got some money to waste. That's just me, personally. I have to tell the truth.
All right, that's going to wrap it up. Let's listen to our comment section. What's your take? Do you agree with my colleague on this, or do you disagree?